has not been easy. So we have the Queen of Pentacles here, and Queens, this can be a person. If it is a person, it's an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. But this is the Queen of money and earth things and generosity, being a good manager, being practical and an advisor. It is upside down, so most likely there's been a little bit impracticality around money. You may be cleaning up some messes around money, either unbeknownst to you, that if, it could have been a spouse or a child got into your money of some kind, or a mistake was made, and it does feel like you're correcting that. It is taking a lot of attention and prioritizing. It does feel like something from the past around money has kind of revisited you. So this may be a debt that you owe that you did not realize was not paid off or something, or maybe putting it off, but it does look like it is right there in the foreground of your attention. So it does feel like you're cleaning up some things financially this month, and it could be shifting, your money from one bank to another, or it could be taking somebody off of your check registry, or looking at retirement. So it can be any or all of those things, but it does feel like it has to do with money and cleaning up a mistake, whether it's yours or someone else. But the opposite, what opposes you on this, is the Ace of Swords, and swords are about intellect and communication, and aces are like hands of God. So this feels like there's action needed right away, that you may have to collect some information. In general, this sword means a new lifestyle, positive willpower, and spiritual growth as well. It is in the cross section, so it does feel like you may be fighting against your spiritual self and how things are supposed to go, and what maybe you've prayed for versus what's actually happening and what you had to clean up. But it does feel like there's a little hinkiness around it. So someone may have put their hand in the cookie jar, someone may have stolen from you, or unbeknownst to you, you might have like paid something twice or given out money that you wasn't due from you. So this Ace of Swords, it feels like there's some communication that needs to happen around this. There may be some formal communication, like written. There may be legal stuff involved here, but it does look like that needs to happen very soon if it has not happened already. Don't let it lie. It will only get worse. So try to resolve what you can on the information that you know. So the Knight of Pentacles is here, and knights kind of dictate motion. It is above the financial thing. Here it is also a pentagram, or a pentacle. So it's usually news of money, usually good, and it can be about material things. So it does feel like you're getting this taken care of. You may need to communicate a little bit more, send out some letters. You may need to get a lawyer, things like that. But it does feel like some motion is in order. He is looking backwards, so it has something to do with the past, I believe. Not something that's current. So it's a little cleanup is what it feels like. And for many of you, you might have separated from a partner and are getting your money stuff figured out. The Lovers is here to the past. This does feel like it is a past. It could be even an unrequited love that is in your head. But it does feel like there has been a shift from the past of your lover position. So for those of you in a committed relationship, you may have learned a new skill on communication, love making, upped your connection, or separated from it. It looks like it's one or the other. Water signs, we do one thing or the other. There's not much gray area. So for many of you, it's upping your game with your current lover. And for many of you, it may be releasing that love. But it does feel like there is something in your head about the past. This could be a lover way from the past. Or this could be something from the past that's kind of visiting your current relationship. It feels like it's a little discordant, if that is the case. The emperor is right here. He's the highest authority. So you may be a leader in your family. You may have gotten a promotion of some kind in work or taken that step up to retire. But it does feel like, this sword is lighting up for me. So it does feel like you're going to have either some kind of a meeting, family meeting, business meeting, something where sitting down and letting everybody know what's going on, what the expectations are, and what won't be tolerated and what will. So it does look like you'll have to take a leadership role in this discussion. These Aries rams are lighting up for me here, all 4 of them. So this may involve an Aries, and Aries may have been the one involved in this deception over money as well. So it does look like that communication is either happening now or it needs to happen fairly soon. Let everybody know who is involved, what the future looks like. The High Priestess is here. This is also a very spiritual card. This feels like you are maybe not looking for the answers spiritually, but continuing spiritually, connecting with yourself on that level, honoring yourself. For many of you, it may be wandering back into church, learning how to throw tarot, reading a self-help book, but it does look like making your spiritual health a priority, and it hasn't necessarily been a priority in the past. It does look like you have juggled it with other things, but it does look like it's time for you to focus on your health mentally and spiritually. And the heart chakra here is lighting up this ring. So it does feel like something has been absent for a while, and you are looking to fill it up with your own intuition and your own connection to either God or Great Spirit, Great Twinkie, whatever you want to call it, a tree, but really taking care of your mental health as well, because all of this has really pulled you down. The 4 of Wands is here. This is a card of celebration, jubilation. It can be a wedding. It can be a birth. Can be reconnecting with those in the past that made you smile. So I know that there is high school reunions happening, family reunions happening. So it does look like making some time to really connect with the people that love you unconditionally. It does not look like family in general. It just looks like your friends who just allow you to be and allow the process. So it does look like you need some unconditional love and take the burden of some of this responsibility. It does look like you have been the leader of the band, driver of the Winnebago for very, very long without that balance. And so it's time to pass off some other responsibilities to capable human beings that are just being a little lazy. The Sun is here. This is new beginnings. This also validates this High Priestess and the Emperor. Really taking those great ideas and putting them out into the universe, making yourself a priority and enjoying yourself, finding your smile type of things. But the Sun is kind of heralding in the new day. So it does look like you've gone through quite an epiphany. You've gone through a lot of growth over the last 6 months. So the Sun is kind of there to remind you to continue your journey and make you a priority. Take some of those great ideas, could be your passions. You could be back to writing or dancing or painting, whatever it is, but really finding your joy in life again. It is right above the joy, external joy. This is more the internal joy. And it does look like you've been kind of in a sad place, in an over-effort place for a long time. I venture to say years. The 7 of Cups is here. This is kind of the delusionment card. So take a look at how things are. Honestly, this has not served you in the past. Yes, we all wish it was one way, but it's really this way. So it is what it is until it's something else. So take a look at what is really happening, and you'll be able to resolve these things that are yours to resolve without much delay, as long as you look at them very positively and look at them as Actually, more actually than positively. Take a look at them. This Seven of Cups also can be very dreamy card. That's when we are kind of maybe looking at your bucket list. Maybe you've achieved everything that you wanted since you were a child, and now it's time to re-up your bucket list. You know, times they are a changing, so our thought patterns have changed, our desires, wants, and needs have changed. So maybe travel is in there when you were busy raising kids. So whatever it is that you always wanted to do, it looks like it's time to redo your bucket list. This whole stuff has changed. It does feel like the Lovers has changed a bit. So maybe you and your partner want to go on that wonderful romantic trip to Venice. Or maybe you and your partner split up and now it's time for you to go to Chichen Itza or someplace that you've always wanted to go to connect. So it's time to take a look at that dream space in a realistic view. The Eight of Cups is here. This can be a very emotional card. This is kind of a disappointment card. You're having to walk away from something that you thought was one way. It really is another, especially for those that are separating or making separations from some family agreements. You know, you get really disappointed when your partner doesn't step up in the way that you thought, or when your partner has left you and now all your hopes and dreams have changed because they're not two anymore, it's one. So it does look like you are walking away from some dysfunction that has been in your space for a very long time. It does look like it's a very difficult journey for you, and walking into the unknown can be really, really scary. That kind of, you have the strength of the Emperor and the High Priestess, so your angels are there. Take a walk into the unknown. I'm really surprised that the Fool hasn't showed up here, which is take a leap of faith. So maybe you're not at that part yet, just taking a look at what the future is going to look like for you. The Judgment card is on the left side here. This is upside down, so it does look like you have found your neutrality. It does look like some things have not changed. The dynamics have not changed, but you can only change yourself. So that's what it looks like to me, is that you are changing what you can for yourself, and you're no longer cleaning up everybody else's messes. And these people have to learn to wipe and flush all by themselves, because you've been doing a lot of adulting for people who are very, very capable of doing it themselves. So take the names off those checking accounts. You know, really make yourself a priority, and you're doing it with love and compassion. The Judgment card would be the other way. So it does look like you have learned neutrality through all this, and anger actually helps you move things. And here's the Ace of Wands. It looks like you had to get good and pissed off at some stuff for this to bolt of lightning to come out of the heavens for you. You got it. You got it. I don't want to say you were daft or anything. I think you were just hoping like this. You were just hoping that the return would not be this, but it is. You know, you can only rely on yourself sometimes. So this Ace of Wands, it does look like something came right out of the heavens and just really, it was epiphany. It's like, oh, damn, this is not going to change. I have to change it. So those aces are here to remind us to make those movements. And it is kind of a karmic path thing. When aces show up, it's a karmic path agenda. It is getting you back on the path that you are destined to be on. So at the beginning, it's kind of difficult, but realize Spirit wants you in a different space, or it wouldn't happen so fast and furious. So this also may mean, this ace may mean a new business endeavor. It's very creative. It can mean, work, ideas, money, creativity, or a new identity, which is kind of what it's feeling like. It's time to embrace your creativity. It's time to embrace your gifts and the things that you've put on the back seat for all this other jive that's been going on. So that is your general reading, sweet Pisces. I know it's probably a little difficult one this month, but it does look like you're moving in the right direction. You have all the angels you need. You have all the information you need. And now Spirit is really asking you to move the energy. That may mean physically moving. It may mean physically doing what you need to do to clean up that money space and having those really hard emotional conversations, but with neutrality. This does look like a challenging month for you. Excuse me, but you are not alone in this journey. You're not alone, and it's time to prioritize. All right, that's your general reading. I know that was a biggie. Whew. But these are some like celestial visionary cards. They're also one-word cards, but I really like the backs of them. I thought they were pretty. Mintankan, longing for home and belonging, the original light worker. So don't forget your magic. And it does look like you are longing for a peaceful home. So do what you can to create that. And Council of Light. Yes, you are not alone. You have divine orchestration happening here with these two aces. You are getting back on your spiritual path and getting back to what you came here on the earth to do.